Hi boys and girls, my name is Miss Jackson and today I'm going to teach you a little bit about area and perimeter. So we'll start with perimeter. Perimeter is basically the fence of a shape. It is the outer edge. And the area is basically what's inside the fence, any of the space inside of the shape. So starting with perimeter, the way to find that is you pick a point, and let's say we picked right here, and we're going to move clockwise around the shape until we get back to this point, counting each individual area as each individual line as a unit. And we know that this amount right here is 1 inch, so we can start here and we'll go 1 inch, and then here we have this long piece, but we know here's 1, 2, 3, and 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it'll go 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we come to another long section, but we know this is 1, 2, and 3. So this will be 6, 7, and 8. Now, once again, we have a longer section than just 1 unit. So this, it looks like it's going to be about 2, because here's 4, 5, and that comes about across. So this is a 2 units, so this will be 9 and 10. Now we're back to 1 unit or 1 inch. So this will be 11, go up here, turn the corner, and this is 12, turn the corner once again, and this is 13, turn the corner, and here is 14, and we are back at our original starting point. So the perimeter of this shape is 14 inches. So moving on to the area is basically how many of these 1 inch by 1 inch blocks. Like if I was to draw a dash line right here, that is 1 inch all around. So basically how many of these blocks we can fit into a shape. And I actually have these colored blocks right here that I'm going to use to demonstrate that. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh, they're kind of getting a little wonky, and 9. So the area of this shape right here is always squared, so it's going to be 9 square inches. So that's the area of this shape. So now we have this other shape down here. It looks quite a bit smaller than this one. So let's do the perimeter and the area of this shape as well. So starting here and moving clockwise, we have 1 inch, turning the corner, and 2, turning the corner, and 3. And here we come up to this long section. So let's just see how many. So this looks like 3 blocks, so that would be 3. So let's do 4, 5, and 6. Turn the corner, here is 7. Turn the corner, here is 8. Turn the corner, and this is 9. And we have this really long section right here. So we can do one of 2 things. We can get our colored paper and we can do all the way down here, or we can see how many units this opposite side was. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we know this length is 5 units long. So that would be 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now we're back to our starting point. So if you'll notice, the area or the perimeter of this shape and this shape are both 14 inches, even though they look different. They look like different shapes. So take a guess now, pause, and see if you think that the area will be the same for both of these shapes. We're about to find out. Okay, so let's start with our colored pieces of paper. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is actually one less than this shape here. This is 8 blocks, or 8 square inches. And the good thing about perimeter and area is you don't need a formula. If anything, you can just use units. So if I didn't know how long this was, if I didn't have these that I'd already measured out, I would call this 1 unit. So 1, 2, and 4, it would be 14 units, 8 square units. And this is pretty much applicable for anything. So this is good because, you know, even though the perimeter is the same, you, for example, say this is length of fence. So you have 14 inches, feet, meters of fencing, but you want to cover the most area. If you chose this shape, you would actually be getting less of an amount of space in your enclosure instead of having chosen this shape. So you'd get more in this shape. Even though they have the same amount of perimeter, this has more area inside. So the area for this one, like I said, was 8 square inches. You can also write that as 8 inches squared. But that is it. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you so much.